This one I love. Start a gratitude journal. In your journal, write down all of the positive things in your life, all of the things that you like about yourself, all of your accomplishments or qualities about yourself that you're proud of. And then read your journal whenever you're feeling down about yourself. So again, we've talked about the coping skills and how not to do them when you're in a negative space. So this would be something when you're just kind of calm to write those things down and be positive, and then read it when you're down.
Okay. I thought a gratitude thing would be like, well, you write all the things you're grateful for.
Yeah, that's what it's saying, like positive things that you like. So those are things that you're grateful for.
Okay. Because I see it as different things, you know, but I suppose you are right, I suppose. Yeah, you should be grateful for all of them.
So I think that's another thing that maybe we can, if not put in like the first prompt that I said, if we only want to do one at a time, that would be another one that I think would be a good project for us to work on and share later.
Yeah.
And then the next one is take note of your thoughts. When negative thoughts arise, actively choose either to work productively on those issues or decide to just let them go. When you have positive thoughts, aim to amplify them, especially when the negative thoughts come up.
Okay, can I stop there while I've got it? While I've got a grip on
Yep.
it? Okay, so when negative thoughts come to me, I will try and battle with them and wrestle with them. But then there's other times when negative ones just grab hold of me and just mess me up, and I'm just thinking, processing, can't get it out of my head, don't know what to do, you know? And so I'm kind of almost like a deer in the headlights when that hits me. So it's very hard to think about what I'm going to do about it, whether I'm going to let it go or I'm going to do this, or it's already got me.
Right. The racing thoughts.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think we need to learn, not only in connection with self-esteem that we're talking about, but that's also setting a boundary for yourself. Either, choose, it's basically like when you say choose your battles. If you have a child, you can either argue with them all the time, or you can pick and choose what's really important and what's really not. So unfortunately, a lot of us have racing thoughts, and it's very hard to compartmentalize and separate them from what is a real thought you should be concentrating on that you can actively change, or if it's just a stupid thought that doesn't need to be in your head, and let it go.
Yeah. No,
and that's something that's not easy to work on, but...
Right, I'll tell you what happened to me today, thoughts-wise, right? So, no, it was yesterday, I think. Okay, so my girlfriend's coming back here this Thursday, and I know that because I've been on my own in my flat for a couple of weeks, half of me is missed her, and the other half of me, I'm just simplifying it, it's not as simple as half and half, but the other half of me is like the fact that I'm on my own. I've got no one else around me, right? Because I struggle with people around me. It feels like my flat is bigger than I thought it was, being here on my own. I feel like I fit much better in it, and I'm free to, like, if I don't feel like if I want to stay up and do something, I don't feel tired yet or whatever, I can stay up without bothering anybody else about it. Like, yeah, it's not going to upset my girlfriend, right? And all these kind of things. And I've been thinking, when she comes back Thursday, I've got a big adjustment to make now, because now all of a sudden my flat's invaded, even though it's going to be lovely to be with her again, right? But my space has now got invaded, and I've got to get used to being around her again, right? And then on top of that, she said a friend of ours invited us out for coffee the next day, and that's when I lost it, because I'm thinking, man, I'm just getting used to it. I'm trying to getting my head around how I'm going to deal with Thursday when my girlfriend comes back. And next thing you know, I'm being dragged out on Friday to do something. Now I just feel like my whole life ain't my own anymore. Someone else is controlling it all and pulling all the strings. And I'm like, do you know what I mean? I was going mental. And, you know, anyway, fortunately, I think they had a rethink or something got shifted around anyway. And Friday's cancelled, right? And you don't know what a relief that is to me. Such a relief, you know. I'm still going to go out for this coffee, but it's not happening immediately. It's not happening Friday. And now I feel like I've got a choice again, right? And I can just deal with me and my girlfriend being back together again, you know, after being apart for a little while. Not a breakup thing, just that, you know, I had to stay in the flat and get repair work done and all that, and she needs to go back to her house to get stuff done there. So, you know, but yeah, so there you go. At least I've only just got that one thing to deal with now. It's just that her coming back and knowing I'll have a bit of an adjustment for a little while.
Now, have you talked, you know, that you're going to have a little bit of a hard time adjusting, or is she sensitive to the fact that abrupt changes affect you?
Well, yeah, now she's started to become more sensitive to it and started to, you know, kind of think that way a bit now. She's getting a bit more used to it. Again, since I've been in the groups to talk about it, and then she asked me what I've been talking about, so I tell her all about all the stuff. And so she's now getting more familiar on what's going on with me. So she's been a bit more.
Have you discussed triggers with her at all and used the word trigger, or no?
I know I have, but not in great detail, and I haven't even worked out all my triggers yet. But you know, it seems like.
Do you think it would help you if you talked about the fact that when you guys go back and forth, that the adjustment period is a bit of a trigger for you and you just need a little bit of time and space to acclimate to it?
Yeah, I spoke to her about that tonight, and she was already kind of already in that kind of understanding camp about that. She was accepting it already, which was brilliant. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is, man. That was a relief that she's in that place.
And you know, before I was disabled and before I realized that I was bipolar and all of that, I never, ever, ever wanted alone time because I was so scared and I always wanted to be protected and with someone. But now that I have all those issues, I definitely want my space when I want it. And don't come near me. Like, don't ask me if you want to come in and, you know, have a cigarette or say hello, that's fine. But if I don't want to stop what I'm doing, then don't stop me. It's like almost like what's he says, like shutting down, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say
and
something.
I don't really think that that's wrong. I wasn't used to it because I'm serious. My entire life, I never wanted to be alone until about 2017, I started appreciating it. No. And that was 2 years after I found out I was bipolar, but it's since birth.
Well, you know, as I said to my girlfriend when I spoke to her on the phone earlier, is that a kind of realization I had that even though I'm used to having this time on my own in my flat, and it's been great. One of the reasons it's been great is because I still got her. Even though she ain't here, I've got her in my life when I'm in her life, right? And so that gives me a grounding and a security as far as I'm concerned. I feel more secure, right? And all that. And even though I'm alone here and I have missed her, I haven't really missed her. I haven't really been in struggling with being alone at all because she's still there and I know she's coming back, right? So it's kind of, you know, so I enjoy my alone time and all that, but I don't want to be alone, you know.
Right, and that's what it was saying about appreciating your support squad, like people who really truly love you and appreciate you the way you are, and you know, who are gonna accept you. And so knowing that that's there, that person is there, that those people are there, like our members here that we interact with, it's comforting because even though we might be sitting alone, like having a chat like this makes us feel less alone. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah. And I had that conversation with her on the phone tonight. She was asking me, what do I get out of the group? What do I, does anybody feel like they get any kind of improvement from being in the group and all that kind of stuff? And I was answering these things to her and saying, yeah, absolutely. I feel way more understood now I'm in a group. I feel way more supported because I know that group is there whenever I want it. I can go straight on there at any point I like and talk to someone and vent to someone, do whatever I want. Know that they know exactly what I'm talking about, right? It's not that they don't have to be understanding, they understand.
Right. And the great thing about both groups is that they're international. So there's almost always somebody awake that will chat with you. We also, a lot of us deal with insomnia, so we're up very late at night. And yeah, there's just a lot of availability. I think there really is someone at all times.
Yeah, and it is so fantastic to have that there, to just know.
And it's a positive comment or an uplifting comment or a suggestion. It's just unbelievable to me, amazing.
Yeah, or just someone who'll sit there while you say or type whatever you want to say or type, and they're there. And and then the flip side is that when someone else is feeling like that, you can be there and you understand them, and you can be there, and you come away knowing
even if someone isn't available, the availability that we have to post and just vent, and then people will comment on it later. Just getting that out is good too.
Yeah, whatever you say, someone's going to see it and someone's going to respond to it in some way.
Yep. So let's see, I did that one. I think we're almost done.